together with your mum. But don't worry, we haven't killed each other yet. Death stare from her mum. He cleared his throat again. Rosie, we just want you to know that, we love you very much. Right, Alison? Her mother sighed. This is ridiculous. I know things haven't always been easy. And I'm sorry for those words we had when Scarlett was born. I was a bit, sleep-deprived. No joke having a newborn in your 50s, I can tell you. Even if Rosie had been awake, she'd have treated that apology with stony contempt. Perhaps he could tell. We know things were hard, too, when you were younger. Stop saying we, her mother interrupted. There is no we, Mike. Not since you went off with that woman. Please, Alison. It's Scarlett's mum you're talking about. She can't hear me. She's busy with some grumpy birds thing or whatever it is. Anyway, I don't see why she shouldn't know the truth. Her mother stole a married man away from his wife, his children. A wife who hadn't looked at me in years. Rosie wished she could seal up her ears. Not another row. She'd heard so many of these over the years, the words flung like darts. But usually she could storm out or slam a door or threaten to run away. Daisy's approach had always been to make herself very small and quiet, retreating to her room with a book and putting Westlife on her Walkman. Now, helpless, Rosie just had to lie and listen. This would be a great time for another flashback. She looked around hopefully, but there were no deceased companions in evidence. No Darryl, no Melissa, no Mr. Malcolm, no Grandma, no Dot, whoever she was. For God's sake, Mike, you're pathetic. Still defending yourself when Rosie's lying here in bits. Rosie watched her mother turn away, arms folded, trying hard not to cry. All this had happened years ago, surely. How could she still be so upset? But then again, Rosie had never forgiven him either, had she? It was Daisy who said, "We have to go and see him. He's our dad. We can't just cast him off." Daisy, who sent birthday cards and bought Scarlett Christmas presents, and dutifully took Gary round for Sunday lunch. Gary? Oh God, Rosie had forgotten all about him. But there was his name in her mind. That was the name of Daisy's fiancé. Her sister was getting married, and Rosie was not happy for her. Why? She was afraid to probe too deeply, afraid that it might be yet another thing she didn't want to know. "Are you ready for another memory, dearie?" said her grandma's voice. Rosie looked over, and there she was in the orange seat knitting away. There was Philou, collapsed on the floor with the sheer effort of breathing, as Rosie remembered him. Poor Philou. "I think so. But, Grandma, I'm worried it won't be a nice one. So far they're nearly all horrible. Don't I have any good memories?" "Course you do, love. But these are the ones your brain wants you to look at for some reason." She nodded to her son and his ex-wife, hissing insults at each other with their lips curled back and teeth ground. "Got to be better than listening to this pair anyway." "True. Are you coming with me?" "Course I am." She patted the pocket of her cardigan. "Brought some sherbet lemons along for the ride, too. Let's go." Rosie shut her eyes as the sounds of her parents fighting faded blessedly away, and again the noise swelled in her ears and the dial swam in front of them. The numbers settled on 18-4-2010. Same year as that pub, Luke and his girl, but earlier. "Grandma?" She panicked slightly as the world blurred and spun. "I'm here, love. Let yourself go." 18 April 2010. 7 years ago.